Hello, my name is Adam and I'm pre-sales consultant at Stormit. Stormit as an AWS Advanced partner can help you make the most of what AWS Cloud has to offer. Recently, we have created a video on how to create ECR with ECS and Fargate. This video explains a little bit more, and it's about how to run ECS with auto-scaling to achieve scalability. So here we have our simplified diagram. What I already have is ECR with my image, with a Node.js application, very simple application. And how to do this is described in our previous video. So if you are interested in the whole thing, how to create ECR, how to push a first image, you can watch this video and get to know how to do this. I will only create new ECS cluster with a new task, and the main thing here will be auto-scaling. So we will take a look on how to create it, how to create a policy, how to check it in CloudWatch, how it works, in how many minutes it will start working, and we will test it out by Route 53 health checks to check how quickly we will get a new AWS Fargate instance when we will get to some point in number of requests to our ALB. So we are in the AWS console, and first thing I want to do is go through what I already have here. I already mentioned it. It's that I have Elastic Container Registry with my image, with my very simple Node.js application that I will use today. As said before, you can find a video, my previous video about it. So if you want to know how to create it, how to push your first image, and how to create ECS with ALB without auto-scaling, you can check this video. And I will go to ECS because we don't need anything else. So we will first create our cluster. So I will create a cluster and click on create cluster, and I will use something like Stormit demo again. I have some subnets here that are fine, so I will use them. And yes, we will want to use only AWS Fargate because it's most simple, and I think it's a future, so we can definitely use that. We don't need to change anything else. And as you can see, Stormit demo is creating in CloudFormation, so we can click on this link and go to CloudFormation, and it should take only a couple of seconds. I think, as you can see, it's already created. So I can go back, and as you can see, we have no tasks running here, so we will want to create new task, and we will create a new task definition. Again, we can use something like Stormit Node.js, for example, and we will need URI of our repository in ECR. So I will go to ECR again and copy my URI here and go back. So yes, okay, and we can name it again as Node.js app for example. And we will want to use port 80 today. It's still the same, and I don't think we need to change anything else, so we can click on next. And we will want to use AWS Fargate, and because it's fairly simple application, we can use only like CPU and memory like this. And I don't think that we will need to change anything else. Yeah, basically this is it, I think. So yeah, because as you can see, auto-scaling and load balancing is then created and changed in the service or tasks in the clusters. So I just wanted to go through everything here, so you see that you will not change it anywhere here. So I will click on next, and yeah, we will confirm it and create a new task, which should be creating in like now. So yeah, as you can see, it's active, and I can go back to my cluster, to Stormit demo, and yeah, we can create a new service. We will use a lot of things on the default. I don't think we need to change this because we will only use Fargate. You can use also Fargate Spot if you are interested in this. And yeah, here we will select our code, basically family, and we can again use something like Node.js app. And I don't think that we need something here. Yeah, this is only a failure detection. And yeah, here is load balancing, and we will want to use application load balancer. This is Node.js application, so we can use application load balancer. We can again name it Node.js app, maybe at Stormit 2, and we want to use a new listener which will be on port 80, and target group will be Node.js app. Maybe we can write Fargate here because yeah, the group will be with Fargate instances. And yeah, here is the main thing. As you can see, it's almost at the end. It's service auto scaling. It's optional, you don't have to use it, but sometimes it's very useful because when you get to the point when AWS Fargate and its size is not enough for you or maybe for your users, you can try to not to change the size of the Fargate, but if your applications allow it, you can just create a new tasks automatically and automatically destroy them basically when you don't need them. So this can be very helpful and most probably cheaper than using a bigger size of an instance, but it's not useful for everybody. If you are interested in this, I will go through the settings. And yeah, we will want to have minimum number of tasks at 1. And maximum number of tasks for me will be 2. The policy name can be like scaling Fargate, so I will write something like this. And I think that for many applications, the first two will be useful, like CPU utilization or memory utilization. Basically, if your Fargate get to a point of a CPU utilization, let's say like 50%, you can get a new Fargate instance, and the average CPU utilization then will get to a lower number, like 25%. But as you can see, we only have maximum number of tasks of 2, so you will not get more than that. So it's like mainly about having a number of informations or enough informations about your current application. If you are interested, we can look through that. Our Stormit team is prepared for that, so if you are interested, we can look at your application and try to figure out if you will need like one more Fargate instance or if you need more than that. I will use actually ALB request count per target. Basically, it's the number of requests per target on the group in ALB. And I will use target like only 10. It's just for testing, so I can show you how to scale up and when the scaled down will be in place. And yeah, we don't want to turn off scaling, which is like if you get 2 instances, it will never scale in to 1, but we want to use that, so don't turn off scaling at the moment. And cooldown period for me it's 300 seconds. It's fairly good, so I will leave it on that. And yeah, nothing else is necessary here, so we can create this service I think this will take a couple of minutes. We can go to CloudFormation and check when it will be fine. So after a couple of minutes, our CloudFormation stack is created. As you can see, the load balancer was created and also the auto scaling policy. So we can go back to ECS, and one task is running here, so I will check my application here. We can view load balancer because we will need to get the domain name of the load balancer, which is here, that you would normally use in your DNS. And I will just use this time the domain name of the load balancer itself. As you can see, it's a very simple application. And what I want to do now is to test out the scaling. I will go to configuration, and here you will find auto scaling. If you need to change something in the auto scaling or basically anywhere here, you can update the service by clicking on this button, and you can change the minimum number of tasks and maximum number of tasks. It's not a problem. You can do it also in production. It's okay. And what I want to do now is to open this alarm because I want to check it here. And as you can see, there are two alarms. One will be the one that will check if the number of count per targets, basically the requests per target in ALB group, will be more than 10. This will scale out the number of Fargate instances, and the second one will be the lower numbers. So if the request count gets to the point like 1 or 8, it will scale in the number of Fargate instances. How to test it out? I will go to Route 53. There is one feature that we can use. I don't want to click number of times. It's not that simple. It's much better to use health checks in Route 53. I will create a new health check, and it will be for the domain name, which is the domain name of my ALB. And we can just click create Node.js app, and yeah, we will select the advanced configuration, and our health checks will go faster, so it will be like 10 seconds only. This should create enough requests to our ALB in a couple of minutes, and yeah, it will not cost you a lot. I think for a couple of minutes of running, it will be close to nothing basically. So I will create this health check, and we can check in health checks. Maybe try to refresh it once. Yeah. And it will take a couple of seconds till it starts, so I will leave it like this, and we will get back to that. So our health check is running. As you can see, our load balancer is healthy, and we can go back to CloudWatch and check this policy, which is an alarm that will create a scale out for AWS Fargate. I think it's after 3 minutes, so it will take some time. But as you can see, we already got to a point like 64 counts per target, so 64 requests. It will go down sometimes, but it should definitely be enough to get a scale out. So I can go back to ECS and to my cluster, which will be here. And we should see here after a couple of minutes, like 3 minutes, that we will get a second task. So let's wait. So after 3 minutes, we can see that we will get a second task, basically a second instance. And if I go, we can go to the app itself and to logs, and we should see that there is a second instance that is listening on port 80, and events should show that at one point we get successfully to set to desired count 2, which is basically the configuration of our auto-scaling. If I go to CloudWatch alarm, you will see that we got to a point that this alarm is in alarm. This is how it works. When this gets to in alarm, we will get a second instance. And we can actually also test the scaling policy. So I will go to route 53. Actually go back and just check if this is already fine. Yeah, we got 2 tasks, so every time we will hit the load balancer, it will automatically spread the requests to one of the instances, or to one of the instances basically. I will go back to route 53 and delete my health check because we don't need it anymore. And we should see maybe very quickly in here that we will get under the 10 requests after a couple of seconds. But I will go here, and as you can see, it has to be for 15 minutes. So it will take some time. I will again wait, and we will see in alarm here. This should be okay. This should be in alarm. And then we will get scaling requests. And after 15 minutes, we will get to a state when this alarm will go to alarm. So it's like requests are less than 9. And if I go back to ECS, I will see that we only have one instance or one task running here. And this is how autoscaling works in ECS. There are some specific settings to it, so if you are interested in something more difficult or more specific, contact us and we will try to help you set it up. And this is all for today, so let's go back to my presentation. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos about AWS services, subscribe to our channel, or if you want to learn more about other services, visit our website and blog. Links are in the description below. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us.